we're just talking things here. The one thing so one way to think about it is you're playing two characters. Mm-hmm. You're playing the character who has the ulterior motive, who is pretending.
Yeah.
So you're doing a double character on some levels.
Yes. I know, I realized, I was like, wait, I was just playing that one character.
Because the ulterior motive reveal is like
the actual
character you're playing.
Yeah.
Luke, what if you just sat here? Then you'd be more on screen and we'd still be looking in the
Would you still be looking at the camera?
Close to it, yeah.
Okay.
It's like 3/4.
Yeah. And then I can also slide here, and if you want to take the angle.
No, but for Erica, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just trying to position here. Great.
Yeah, that looks okay.
That look okay?
Here, I'll give you the instructions.
Great. So everyone, draw up your hobbies.
We didn't put them at the top, right?
What's that?
We didn't put the hobbies at the top.
No, we shuffled them.
Yeah.
I don't have hobbies.
No, you don't.
I'm just looking for love.
I just want some love.
The claims.
And then we each need an ulterior motive.
Alternative mode.
Oh wait,
Sorry, yeah, I forgot who was the Patsy. There you go.
And we choose 2 of these, right?
Yep, and don't forget to get your ulterior motive card also.
And a sabotage, right?
Not
Later.
Not yet.
Okay.
Now.
So it could be any of these claims.
Do we go off we don't go off a want first, do we? For these?
Do we have this revealed at first? Gather a claim, thanks.
Oh, yes.
Oh, so that
You would
reveal
introduce
comes
yourself.
first.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I thought we
Wait,
okay.
can I got one that I already got, or that we already did.
Well, then get rid of it.
Wait, where's the ulterior motives? Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Am I supposed to look at that?
Look at it.
Yes.
Okay. Look at everything.
Totally.
Look at everything.
I got these two also. Sorry. I don't know which one I want to do.
It's going. It's going. What is happening here? What is happening? Well, hi everyone. I'm Mike Danvers. And
Hi, Mike.
Mike.
Hi.
I want to say thank you for meeting me here. And it sounds shallow, but ultimately the first thing I look for in a date is someone who's suave. Choose what that means to you, of course. But yeah, ultimately I want someone who's suave. Yeah. So.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, well you all are very quiet right now. Makes me feel
Sorry.
It's fine. It is awkward meeting face to face for the first time.
So exciting though.
I know.
Yeah. But yeah, so I know each of you, but you should introduce yourselves.
Sorry, what was your name again?
Mike Danvers.
Mike
Danvers.
Yeah.
Danvers.
Yeah, I know. It's super cool now that the Marvel movie's out.
Yeah.
People remember my name better now.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that a Marvel thing?
Cool. Great. Yeah. Pop culture is not necessary to be suave.
Totally true.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, it's neat that you say that. Who is your favorite Marvel character? Is it?
Probably. It'd probably be Star-Lord.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's kind of suave in his own way.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I think I like that you say that because I think being suave has a lot to do with confidence and with your capabilities.
Yeah.
My favorite character is Doctor Strange because I am an actual wizard.
Whoa.
I am an actual wizard.
Whoa.
And I'm really into urban exploration, actually, like the opening scene of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy, yeah, that's great.
My name is Petunia Picklebottom.
Okay.
No, it's not. That's a terrible name.
I like it.
Is that your wizard name?
That is
Right.
my AOL screen name. My actual name is less exciting. My name is Susan Wigg.
Oh.
Susan Wigg.
Susan Wigg. Yeah, it's not a great wizard name,
Okay.
but I am an actual wizard. Yeah, and I like urban exploration. There's not I like to, I find urban exploration is easier as an actual wizard, because if I need to, touch something to see the history of it and better understand what that space was used for, I absolutely can do that.
Okay.
And that's suave too. I mean, if I could touch you and tell you your history.
Please do.
Sure.
No. Right now.
Michael, I'm sensing that at some point in your childhood, you felt like you let down a parent.
That happens in everyone's childhood.
Yeah.
Oh, that's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep.
I think that's pretty surface.
Yeah.
I'll give you more as we go along.
What, do you mean as he reveals more about himself?
Yeah.
Are you?
Legit?
I am an actual wizard.
Okay. Sorry. Tory Pines. I'm a Wall Street fat cat.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I moved up the ranks, and speaking of suave, you really gotta, smooth talk your way up. And I'm good with it. And, should this work out, we could take our relationship to the next level.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm really into street racing.
Oh.
So if you're looking
You
for
sound awful.
Douchebag.
My nightmare.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not a judge.
I'm sorry, are you not a fan of adrenaline? Living life? And isn't street racing the same thing as
As
urban
what?
Yeah, I have a
exploration?
question. What is urban
That's a
exploration?
great-
and what
That is a
street
great
racing?
question. So urban exploration is when you go to, let's say, artifacts of the future or of the present time, meaning abandoned industrial facilities, abandoned hospitals and city buildings, and you can walk through them.
So it's trust.
They're like a time capsule. Right? That sounds like a judgment.
I am just calling it like I see it.
And street racing is just getting from point A to point B in a very efficient amount of time.
For
What-
you.
what do you
Well,
drive- what do you-
inconvenience
What do you
Speed.
drive? Do you-
Oh, I drive a Honda Dual X injection.
A Honda Dual X
Sound like a
injection.
car.
Right. What model though?
Oh, the CX4.
Oh, the six.
Yeah, it's
Isn't that a type of copy paper?
What does that top out at?
it doesn't top out.
Oh.
Silly question. Sorry, who are you?
Oh, sure.
Wow.
Thank you so much for that introduction. My name is Jarvis Mercenary, and I have built my way up way more than a Wall Street banker because I'm the CEO of a billion-dollar company.
Wow.
You think Wall Street's impressive?
Wow.
Try being the chief executive officer, which is what CEO stands for.
I own 50 shares of your company.
There are a billion shares out there, one for every dollar we've made.
Look, if you guys need to compare dick sizes, just like go for it.
Just
I'm
saying,
calling-
my wallet is huge.
I'm sensing that you felt insecure at some point in your past.
Thank you so much for saying that because I never want to be measured by the size of my wallet, which is why I write poetry.
Wow.
To keep me grounded
Oh, boy.
as I move up the rank. I mean, I'm at the top now. There's nowhere to go, but
I'm sensing that you have never made any money on poetry.
it's not about the money with art. We all know that.
It's easy to say when you're the CEO of a billion-dollar
Yes.
company.
Yeah. How's that golden parachute?
It has never weighed me down, baby.
What's
Because
it
a golden parachute you'd assume would be heavy.
In what company?
What company? Thank you so much. It's RMP,
Which stands for?
Restitutional Products Management.
So it's RMP, but it's RPM.
That's correct.
Wait,
I
as
had
the CEO of the company, did
my-
you make
No, it was my dumb secretary who, back when we were a little startup out of my garage, we had the red Solo cups, the keg, the whole Mark Zuckerberg deal. we had been drinking, which is when, everyone makes their best ideas as far as business goes. That's been proven with Facebook. They're pretty unscathed to this day. And we wrote down the copy, the business plan that filed for an LLC, and
I've heard of you guys, and I've found that your mission statement, your vision statement on your website is in fact a poem. Can you recite it for us?
Oh, please.
Of course I can.
It's a haiku, isn't it?
It is a haiku.
Yeah, rhyming at the end of each one.
Rhyming at the end of each
Right.
line.
Yeah.
As haikus always
Oh,
are.
Yes, haikus are really big on rhyming. I know that because I'm really into poetry.
Fascinating.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Business acumen. We perform always at 10. We go where we've been.
Wow.
Thank you. That is
R&D.
Yeah,
R&D.
R&P, Restitutional Products Management.
Right.
Mm.
Right. Clearly.
That's correct.
Well, my name's Elizabeth Pettergidge.
Pettergidge.
Elizabeth Pettergidge.
Mm.
Yeah, sorry, it's Russian.
Mm.
Beautiful language.
Yeah. You want someone suave. I am a world champion competitive eater.
Ooh.
Nothing says suave like being able to swallow a whole bunch of hot dogs in just
I'm
one
sensitive.
sitting.
Wait, have you met Joey Chestnut?
Yeah, we go way back.
Yeah.
Oh, Joey's a great guy.
Yeah, he's more on the fish and chips side of the competitive eating.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting out with
That's
this.
the rough side.
Yeah.
That's the rough side. Yeah.
All that beer batter.
That hurts.
Yeah, yeah. So it's
Tricky.
I stick to the classic. Yeah.
Mm.
And in addition to that, I really enjoy extreme survival camping.
Oh.
That's like the polar opposite of urban exploration.
Yeah, I like to get out of the city,
Mhm.
see if I can make it in the wilderness.
Wow.
I mean, what's more fascinating than going into the woods for 2 weeks without any source of water?
Sounds really dangerous and boring.
But when you survive that, you want an adrenaline rush?
Yeah.
Whew!
Yeah.
I'm telling you, feel alive.
Wow. Well, it's a pleasure to have you all here.
Yeah. Thanks,
Thank
Mark.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you call me?
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
Mike.
Mike. I
That's
heard
great.
Mark.
I said Mike. but
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
I mean, I
What's
give you a good mark, is what I
Tory?
wanted to say.
Tory?
Tory Pines.
Tory Pines.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tory. I feel like most of you, when I said suave, went sleazy or maybe sad.
Hey!
How did we go sleazy?
No, it's no. I mean, you're pretty suave. I mean, you take yourself pretty. Hair. Could you tell me a little bit about the inspiration of your hair?
Yeah, I like to keep things simple,
Mm.
especially when I'm eating a lot very quickly. Just kind of keep it up, top knot. It's cool. It's in these days too, so I'm getting a little bit of fashion with that.
Yeah.
And keep the hair out of my face.
Okay.
Wait, how fast could you eat all those mini corn dogs right now?
I don't want to embarrass anyone, but I mean, let's see, there's 12. I could get those down in about 2 seconds.
So you have one gaggle of mini corn dogs?
One gaggle of many corn dogs, that's how they're
Oh, it's
measured.
less than a gaggle.
Yeah,
That's
gaggle's
14,
14,
14,
yeah.
Yeah, so it's less than
Yeah.
a gaggle, but.
But I don't, hey, I ordered this for the table.
Okay,
wow.
thank you.
I mean, I could literally make it disappear, but no.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I have a question. If you all could work at one well-known nonprofit, what nonprofit would it be?
It wouldn't be RPM.
Well, they're not.
It's not
We
nonprofit.
are a $1 billion company,
Yeah,
and that is all for profit.
Okay. Mhm.
I would. I think what I would do is volunteer with displaced familiars.
Come again?
No, I get it. It's just not very suave. I mean, That's cool. That's cool. No, I want to hear about your displaced familiars. Familiars are the creatures, the spirit animals from which wizards and witches draw their
They
power
can
from.
be very suave. I mean, have you ever met a man with a boa constrictor coiled around his neck that could respond to him in English? I mean, that is the definition of suave.
Cool. I mean, I did ask for your definition of swamp, so I would like to hear.
I met a wizard from Latvia once that had a ferret.
Yeah.
Sounds dangerous.
Yeah.
Sounds like dark magic to me.
Yeah.
Sounds like dark magic to me.
Well, dark magic, smart magic. I mean,
Sorry to put labels on things.
His name's Mike, not Mark.
yes.
Smart magic.
Smart magic.
Smart magic.
I have a very suave familiar myself.
Oh, okay.
A greyhound
Okay.
Ooh.
named Gilberto.
Was it an adoption or what did you get it?
Of course, it was an adoption.
Purebred.
No, this was an abandoned familiar that had been racing in familiar races.
Do you have its papers?
Not with me. I didn't bring it on this day.
But do you have papers for the dog?
I mean, it is registered
Is it
in the
registered?
International Wizarding Familiar Organization.
Go board next.
So I kind of already am with a nonprofit as well. It's called Cars for Kids. I started it. And the way it works is, it's not funny. It's a serious.
That sounds
No,
like
it's
a
making
really
me
nice
emotional.
Yeah, isn't there? Do you have a jingle or something?
Yeah.
You guys haven't heard it? It's also really funny because we play on kids, the K. So it goes.
Wait, are you gonna sing the jingle?
I'm going to.
Okay.
It goes 1-800-CARS for kids. KARS Cars for kids. 1-800-CARS for kids. Donate your car today. And then it does it one more time.
That's too many numbers. That's Cars for Kids.
No, it's the number 4.
Right, but
It's still.
it's
still
still one
digits.
number too long.
Not, yeah.
It's a non-profit. Not all non-profits have 8 digits.
Oh, so nonprofits get extra phone numbers?
No, just an extra digit.
I mean digits.
So how does one dial that then?
Yeah.
Wouldn't the phone automatically start dialing when you hit the 7th digit
For
instead of?
kids.
No, you.
You have to hold down like a non-profit button on your touch phone.
Sounds fishy.
Yeah.
It's not fishy. Do you know how many cars we give to kids?
What are these kids
No, I
doing
don't.
with
I
these
don't.
cars? Are you allowing
I've not
these-
heard of this. Yeah.
Are you allowing
Kids are
these-
16.
Oh.
How are they supposed to get to school?
Cars
Cars
for
for
teens.
Yeah, I don't know if
was-
I call that a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Does a kid stop at 14? When's he gonna get?
No, seriously. Okay. Do you know how I started this company? This
No.
nonprofit.
No, tell us.
I met this young, wonderful girl. Her name was Charity.
That's
Convenient. Yeah, very convenient.
And she said she had to walk 5 miles every day to go to school.
Let me guess, was it uphill both ways?
It was uphill both
In the
ways.
snow.
Wow.
In the snow?
In the snow.
Year round.
Are you sure she was 16 and not 61?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
She looked 16, and she's like, I could really use a car, and then she frowned, and I was like, well, as a street racer, I have many cars, so I was the first person to donate a car. I was like, I could do this for many kids.
So all of the Cars for Kids are your cars.
Yes, I'm the one that dials the number. Is what I'm trying to say.
So this is not a nonprofit, it's just
And then
Well, yeah, I have to keep my expenses. You have to keep the expenses separate. So I have my nonprofit phone, and then I have
with extra buttons.
Well,
yeah.
who's on your board? To be a nonprofit, you do have to have a board.
Right.
Oh, yeah. You don't know Topanga Canyon?
That's a place. That is a location.
That is a place.
Nonprofit or is that a person?
That's her name. What? You can't have a last name Canyon?
No,
Not when the
I've
first
known
name's
some
Topanga.
very cruel parents.
Well, she's great. She's a very strong person, and she gets the job done.
Right. Well, I don't know her. I know the place, but I don't know her. But great. So one person.
I mean, she could be the manifestation of the place, sort of like a localized tulpa. Sometimes if you go to these I'm boring you.
Yeah, I'm very bored, but no, that's fine.
Your sister's on the board too, Laurel Canyon.
Oh my gosh. Okay. What?
Yeah.
Jarvis.
Jarvis, thank you.
Yeah. Now I remember the butler guy from the
That's
Marvel.
Jeeves.
No,
From Marvel.
From
Sorry.
Marvel.
I'm so sorry.
God damn
Yeah,
it.
I know my Marvel.
Yeah, of course. You would know that because
Mike Danvers.
we connect in that way.
Right.
I love books.
Okay.
That's, poetry, you learn to write words by reading them. You gotta know the rules before you break them. So I'm big on giving books to people who need them. Not like a library, it's different because you get to keep these. I have a massive library in the lobby of my office that's like a big old...
So you just give out books.
That's correct.
That's not a non-profit. That's
So
just you giving away
both
books.
of
Wait,
you-
no.
I am not making a profit on this.
Yes, you are. You can write it on their tabs.
It is a
Wait,
non-profit.
What books are you giving away? Books of your poetry?
That's about half the library.
Wait.
I'm very prolific.
Is all your poetry just mission statements?
if people are welcome to use them as thought starters for their business.
That's
So what is the mission statement for your poetry nonprofit? As I understand it, is in iambic pentameter.
I'm so glad you asked. It is a iambic pentameter couplet, much like that comes at the end of a sonnet.
The Immortal Bard.
That's correct.
Shakespeare.
Today
Very
the
small.
sun will rise along this town. No more will people without books may frown.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah.
I think that was close.
Yeah.
Your recitation style does remind me of a horse.
Because that's how I am.
I will say I'm on your side, giving something that you own to charity.
That's a tax write-off. That is a tax write-off. That's all that is.
Do not charge for my poetry books. Non-profit.
Elizabeth, what nonprofit do
Well,
you...
I obviously love food, love eating, wouldn't be able to do it without food, and there are kids out there that can't eat anything. There's no food for them.
I thought you meant they physically can't.
Yeah, like
Well, there's
esophageal.
also there's kids with esophageal issues, but I'm really just interested in getting food to the masses. So
Okay.
food for families.
Oh,
That's my nonprofit
It's
that I want
an
to support.
actual nonprofit.
Yeah, it's a real nonprofit
That
where we get
Don't
donations.
Attack mine.
I don't have a big kitchen that I'm pulling food out of to give to kids. It's just donations.
So you take off the top any of these donations? Like, do you eat like 20% of it?
No, I would never.
No,
There's sometimes.
you don't run this. You just
No, yeah, I
volunteer
just-
at
yeah.
an organization that you have not created
Right.
for your own time. Okay,
Right.
great.
Mhm.
Well, that's
Yeah.
seems like the only
Yeah.
legitimate.
Familiars.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
When
Mike,
you're
can
rescued,
we know more about you?
A little bit more about
Yeah,
me.
Yeah.
that's true. I want to know more about
Yeah,
you.
who are you?
Tell us about your family.
Oh, my family.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd like you to tell me about my family.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's great.
yeah.
That would be awesome.
You were born of a sperm and an egg.
Okay, wow.
That's we all are.
Okay, let's get more specific. You're one of 3. You have a brother and a sister,
That's true.
Tina and Garbo.
It's on his Facebook.
Garbo.
I was just about to say, I'm
Wow.
literally.
It goes by Garbo.
Mhm.
You grew up in Westchester, New York.
Still Facebook.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, he puts everything on Facebook. What do you want? You also, you work as a pizza chef in Brooklyn,
We're in
We're-
Brooklyn.
yeah.
I mean, like,
and your deep-seated biggest goal in life is to relive your high school years and be cooler.
Oh my god.
That's not on his
Okay, yeah,
Facebook.
that's not on.
But also, everybody wants to be cooler.
I didn't even realize that.
No, I know. I see you. I see you.
Wow.
I see you.
That's
I see you too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's I feel seen. And I still shop at Hollister.
Yeah.
Wow.
Are those Abercrombie and Fitch jeans?
Yeah, they make my ass look great.
Yeah, they do.
He's still spiking his hair up in that little ski jump.
Right.
Yeah.
It looks great.
Frosted tips.
Yeah.
Ball chain necklace.
Yeah,
Wallet chain.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I mean,
You have any tribal tattoos?
There's a
How did
Slipknot
you know?
logo on his back.
Wow. So big.
Yeah.
you can see my Slipknot?
I see you naked right now.
Is that part of your
That's not fair. That's unfair.
All of you are naked. So everybody is naked in my life. I have to remember to put on clothes because I see through people's outer trappings.
Wait, who ate all the mini corn dogs?
I made them disappear.
Oh, god damn
I
it.
just had 4 of the 12.
Okay. Wow. I mean, it's been really great to like get to know you all a little bit better, and man, you know, and I really respect people who like, you know, give back to their community, like in a real earnest way.
What do you mean a real earnest way?
Thank you.
I'm just saying that, like, you know,
I mean, it's a real organization.
it's a real organization. Like, it's you know.
The Jarvis Free Library book collection is very.
And
Jarvis Free Not Library Book Collection.
It's the name itself.
Another
is
one of
horrific.
those. We had a little too much to drink when we filled out the paperwork, but
yeah.
it stands.
No, it stands just like PMC,
RMP.
RMP.
That's correct.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I guess get it all mixed up. You
That's-
guys
I
do
get it.
too. You
I
guys
get
do
it.
too.
I relate.
But the way you recite poetry is so suave. Like,
Thank you.
real turn on.
Thank
I'd say.
you.
Real nice.
Thank you.
Real
Wow.
nice.
I'm honored, to have my work
Um,
acknowledged. Feels
yeah.
good.
And Cars for Kids. And like recognizing that like kids are kids at whatever age,
Exactly.
really.
Charity really appreciated it.
I'm sure Charity did, and like it's so great that you have both Laurel and Topanga on your board.
The candy
canyons.
Yeah.
Do you also subsidize the insurance for the kids that you give street racing cars to?
That's a great question.
Oh, that is a very.
They don't. Do the kids' cars hop out?
Oh, do they?
Well,
That insurance must be very expensive.
I will look into getting them insurance, but since I do donate all these cars personally, they do not top out.
Yeah, I got you.
Aw.
You're creeping me out with how much you see, both internally and externally. Not very suave though. You're kind of a nerd, kind of wizard.
Oh, jeez.
Which I don't feel like you're in line with my main goal is like someone who's family oriented.
Oh.
Like I just feel like you're very.
I mean, my family is
Okay, I'm bored.
comprised of me and my familiar Gilberto.
You love animals too much, and I feel like
You can't love animals are
Are they-
sentient. In fact, I nursed Bigfoot back to health.
Wow.
I found Bigfoot through the practice of Satanism.
okay.
And-
There's always a
There's
I
always,
Yep.
and I'm glad we're being honest here. I'm glad we're being open, and thank you for telling me about your Satanism.
Well, you may not understand what Satanism actually is.
I might not.
So, Satanism is not the worship of Satan. It is the worship and the belief of oneself as one's God. So, the phrase I think is, do what thou wilt. That is the whole of the law.
Is that iambic?
No.
No, it's not.
So, with that in mind, as an actual wizard,
And Satanist. I should have seen that coming. But,
I was gonna say, it was in front of
don't
all
worship
of us.
Satan per se.
okay.
Lucifer was the light bringer. right?
Yeah, the
Lucifer,
Morning Star.
the Morning Star. All Lucifer did was question what was happening.
I'm sorry, what does all this have to do with family?
So my point is that when I do what I wilt, I like to bring families together, and family for me includes animals. This Bigfoot story is a great example. I ran into Bigfoot when I was walking through the forests of Latvia, and lots of CCTV cameras there, so I spotted him on my monitor, and he had been bitten.
Okay.
So I went to
Well,
him.
this story's getting boring.
And I
Anyone else?
You know Bigfoot's familiar as a person? Anyway.
Wait, did you, not to be crass, but did you have sex with Bigfoot?
No.
Okay, I don't know.
It's gotta
That's a
be
fair
us.
question.
It's gotta be
Yeah.
us. And you
Fair
love
question.
animals so
Yeah.
much.
Right.
Anyways. Just had to ask, sorry.
Satanism and bestiality are not one and the same,
They can be though.
but they don't have to be.
Okay, alright.
Great.
Well, good to know. Now we know that you don't screw animals.
That is true. I rescue them.
Anyone else?
Well, if neither of you are family oriented,
Whoa, okay, wouldn't go that fast.
Yeah.
I mean, food for families.
I'm also into prop betting.
Into what?
Prop betting.
What's
What
that?
is prop betting?
Can you explain that to us?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are familiar? You guys have never heard of prop betting?
No.
Oh, it's a great type of betting. The way it works is you give a little incentive for certain things or propositions that might happen. So within my charity, I bet like how well a kid will drive.
So you're betting on the children that you give cars
And then profiting. This is the best tax scheme I've ever heard.
But remember, the cars go to the kids. It's legit.
I'm surprised you don't have an actuary like measuring this is for insurance purposes and your betting purposes.
Well, I mean, I own like a huge stake in insurance companies,
Okay.
There we go.
There you go. There it is.
and it's
So, wait, let me get this straight. So you're giving racing cars that don't top out to kids without insurance, and then underwriting the failure rate.
This is just all so.
This is a scam.
a man's gotta live, and I will let you under my wing. I let you. My car out back, my Ferrari X42 triple injection Fury.
A lot of injections.
A lot of
Yeah.
injections.
Engines need injections.
Yeah.
I'll let you donate to the kid of your choice.
I can call 1-800.
Do you have your special phone? There we go. Nonprofit button.
Oh, it has to be dialed on this phone.
Yes.
So wait, call the hotline.
It's a long number.
It's a long number.
Thanks for calling Cars for Kids. We'll be donating your
He
car
just
today.
answered the phone, right?
Oh my gosh, this is
Sorry,
a
I
real,
need to go to the
guys, this is a
bathroom.
real charity.
Do you not see him?
Someone's answering the phone right now. It's a real charity. Guys.
Right.
Yeah, I'd like to donate my car.
Sure. What kind of car?
It's a Honda Civic. It's got 28 injections.
Does it top out?
I'd love to donate it to kids.
But does it top out?
No.
Oh, we'd love to take that car.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Where did he go?
He's in the bathroom.
On the phone.
I was doing this for a friend of mine, but just I want to let him know.
Perfect.
Just
We can pick it up in like 20 minutes.
oh wow, 20 minutes. That's fast.
Yeah,
Are you guys nearby?
We are, and we don't have limits on our cars either.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Well, just let him know that Mike is donating it.
Perfect. Thanks for calling.
Yeah.
1-800 Cars for Kids.
Guys,
knows the
they're
number.
singing the
Oh,
jingle. They're
that's
singing the
fun.
jingle.
Yeah, weird.
1-800 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
I mean, it is a catchy tune.
I'm gonna sing it the rest of the day. I'm not gonna
Awesome.
lie.
So
Oh,
sorry
look
for.
at that.
It
Corn
worked.
dogs,
It worked. I donate my Honda Civic.
How many injections?
28.
I'm so happy. Thank you for your donation.
Any less than 28, it's not suave. I'm
It's
just
true.
saying.
It's true.
Sorry.
Great. Yeah.
biggest initiatives of our company is fertility science, because I'm a really influential scientist.
Oh.
So I feel like I'm helping people have families every single day with my science knowledge. And I wasn't gonna say anything.
I mean, we're gonna come back.
Yeah.
We'll come back to him.
But I perform in a cover band.
Oh.
And have always dreamed of starting a Partridge type family type band myself.
A Partridge type band.
Like a Partridge family type band.
Oh. And what's been holding you back?
I don't have a family myself.
Oh.
So I feel like if I'm right now in a Bruno Mars cover band.
Oh, well that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm big. I play the percussion for that band.
Oh.
So I don't sing. I'm not a big singer. I'm a big percussionist.
Mm-hmm.
Lyricist, percussionist.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I can't sing. I can only write lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
So would you say that you are interested in having children for the express purpose of putting them to work as child stars?
Yeah, that does not sound
There's-
good.
Trust me, as the CEO of a $1 billion company, there's not a lot of money in the art is for the love of it. I don't want to make any.
Here's another question for you. If you're the CEO of a $1 billion company, they say that where looks fail, as they do for you, money
so much.
makes one more attractive. So why are you still single?
Ooh.
I
Ooh,
mean,
she's asking the tough questions.
look at this lineup of my life.
You view your life as a lineup.
Yeah, as a performer, I'm big on lineups. Whether I'm lining up poem lines
Mm-hmm.
or choosing whether to sing Treasure or Grenade for our Bruno Mars cover band. I've been so focused on this that now I feel like I finally am in a good place with free time to start a family.
I'm sorry, my question goes along with that actually. How do you have any free time? I mean, as a CEO and scientist who also writes poetry and performs in a cover band, it just seems like you wouldn't really have time to dedicate to family. And I mean,
Sure.
he's really looking for someone to start a family with.
Sure.
It
Yeah,
sounds
That's
like.
true.
Well, they say if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
Wait, do you have
Right,
a mission
but
statement
there's
for
still-
family?
Of course, I've already written.
It's a limerick, I think.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. There once was a CEO who thought he knew all he could know, until one day he wanted a family, and that's what's brought me here today. So, thank
Wow.
you.
That's pretty good.
That's
I mean,
thank you so much. Wow, so much recognition and percussion, and I know all of those things. So thank you.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Well, gosh, I mean, as a voice actor,
Ooh.
I work mostly on children's movies and TV shows.
Mm-hmm. Can you do a famous voice for us?
Yeah.
Yes.
What have we worked on?
Yeah, SpongeBob! That's my SpongeBob! I'm SpongeBob!
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, I played Squidward on that show. as
Squidward.
well.
Squidward. Is that Squidward's brother? Squidward?
Squidward?
I don't know if I've seen that episode. I'm pretty prolific.
What is Squidwards?
Yeah.
Hey, SpongeBob! What are you doing today?
Wait, can you do that famous scene from episode 3, season 6?
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you
Between
asked.
Squidward and SpongeBob?
Right.
Squidward.
Squidward and SpongeBob.
Yeah. That's when Squidward tells SpongeBob that he's his father.
That's
Yes.
correct.
Yeah.
SpongeBob! No, I am your father! That's the
And then SpongeBob
And
is
then
speechless.
SpongeBob doesn't say
Yeah.
anything for the rest of the episode, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it
Yeah.
happens in the beginning of the episode, so it's
Yeah.
just a silent.
Which is unfortunate, you get paid per word, right?
Yeah.
Yes, so that was my least
Least lucrative.
episode.
And most famous.
And and honestly most fulfilling too. I mean, talk about family, you know.
And how do you balance competitive eating with voice acting? Because like I feel like
You're using the same tubes.
No, it I get a lot of work done on my esophageal tubes. Massaging, you know, I get them massaged twice a week. I am a competitive eater, but I'm also into competitive cooking. So, sometimes I need to rest between episodes. So I will actually just cook competitively, take that week off of eating, and...
So your charity was providing food for families. This seems pretty self-serving now. If you're cooking competitively.
Seems like.
And it sounds like these other folks, you have leftovers.
I think it's
That
legitimate.
you were trying to get rid of.
I think it sounds legitimate.
Well,
I
support
rescue
this.
familiars.
I just want to say I do cook a lot of food, and some of that is given to families, but it is less than 50%, which makes it still a legitimate organization. That's how the rules are written. As long as the food given out is less than 50% made by yourself, then you are still considered a nonprofit.
Interesting.
Gotcha.
Article
I have no idea.
65,
See, I'm bored by
section
that.
266.
Yeah, it is a little boring.
I would like to throw one other thing out there.
Right.
As long as we're talking about being family oriented, nobody else has brought up spirituality or the importance of bringing up a child within a belief system. And I believe Satanism is a really great framework within which one can raise a family. You know, I'm worried not just about the physical well-being and the goods provided to my children. I'm worried about their ethos, their ethics.
Okay, that's interesting. I mean, like what? I guess this would be a good question for all of you. What is your golden rule? Like, not what is the golden rule, but like if you were to rewrite the golden rule to encapsulate your worldview, what would your golden rule be?
Oh, I bet you there's a poem for this.
Mm-hmm.
This just sounds like a mission statement in life. But this one is I forget what kind of poem it is, but it's you know when you spell it down like golden
An
rule?
acrostic.
An acrostic.
I feel like you've been holding something back.
I have. I just wanted to give everyone their turn to talk, but I felt like this was glossed over just a second. But I'm also a Hollywood talent scout.
Oh, fucking suave.
You are just a douchebag on
Every level.
every level.
Let me guess, you're recruiting the teenagers that you give the cars.
For a Fast and Furious reboot.
Number 8.
Oh,
Why do you think we got to 8 movies? We just keep cycling through the kids.
So wait, you scouted for Fate of the Furious?
The Fate of the Furious,
That's
yes.
the 8th one.
Yeah.
It's already out.
Because it was 8.
It's Fate, yeah.
Eight.
Well, and it's the number 8 instead of actually spelling fate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
No,
what
we got that.
Yeah.
You know, I was gonna say earlier that I found your bank account info about the whole betting on kids thing, but you admitted that. So like that's just
I believe honesty is the way to go, and I bet on my kids, and those that make it, I scout them into the movies.
Mm-hmm.
If they can drive a car with 28 injections with no limits and survive, I put them in Fast and the Furious.
I would love to touch those cars and read their histories.
Well, I got a 16 injection Civic Fury Limit Max.
A limit max.
Wow.
A Limit Max.
Does that
Does that one have limits?
That one has limits.
No, Limit Max.
Which
Right. What's the
means-
max limit?
It means there's no
It
max.
doesn't top up.
That's not the car I'm donating.
That's your personal use.
That's my. Well, I have insurance and I need to put my risk down.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Well, I did actually go and touch that car.
And?
Well, that's a family car. It belonged to your mother before it belonged to you,
Yeah.
right? You were conceived in the backseat of that car.
Oh.
That's why I love cars and street racing.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, who you think your father is not your father because
What?
I found your DNA test results.
Oh shit.
This changes everything.
And you are literally half civic.
Whoa.
Half. This is just a real. This is a lot for me to do right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep my composure.
How many injections do you have?
Do you
8. I have 8 injections.
That's not suave.
Not suave.
That's
Not
No.
suave.
But I can be more. I don't live to the limits of 8 injections.
Wow. That does change things. Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Not even human.
Well, no one has still answered my golden rule.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
I mean, I was gonna say, for me, my golden rule is to live off the land as happy and healthily as possible. Also, unrelated to that, I just want to say that I know your secret.
Oh.
I caught you stealing a lock of his hair.
What?
For your Satanist ritual.
Oh,
Oh,
my
wow.
god.
She's trying to create a voodoo doll of you.
What?
Bigfoot is lonely, okay?
You're still in touch with Bigfoot?
Of course I'm still. Why would I lose touch with Bigfoot?
That's true.
When one meets Bigfoot, one wants to maintain a friendship with Bigfoot. He is a charming gentleman.
Are you sure you haven't
Are
met
you
him
sure
with-
you're not in love with him?
I'm not.
Are you sure? Because I know your secret. I read your diary.
Okay. I have feelings for Bigfoot,
Why are you even here?
Wow.
but Bigfoot is gay.
Oh, no.
Oh, now I feel bad for you.
And so it's unrequited.
Yeah.
Mm,
He's only into other male Bigfoots.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a really specific niche.
yeah.
That's pretty niche.
And you're hairy.
Yeah.
He asked me to come on this date.
I did.
Oh, boy.
I wish I'd never met him.
Yeah.
Bigfoot?
Bigfoot. Because then maybe we could have had something.
Yeah. I feel like you have issues to get over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we move on, I do want to hear the acrostic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So golden rule, Sage, yeah. Great. Get up early. Only eat fruits and vegetables. Love thy neighbor.
I think you stole that one.
I'm allowed to borrow. I repurposed it. Fair use.
It is in the public domain now.
Yeah.
Don't be mean. Everyone is a person. Never frown when you're at fault.
Happily admit that you're wrong, yeah.
Rule thine own kingdom.
Hmm.
It's a very
And that's
sarcastic
using the
sentence.
whole, it's rule thine
Oh.
own kingdom.
Oh,
Because rule is, I spelled out golden, and then rule
Yeah.
thine own kingdom.
okay.
I'm picturing this
What's that?
written in little cutout construction paper letters on a
That's
bulletin
correct.
board.
I actually just went through a magazine and cut out the big G and the O and made
Yeah.
like a little, yeah.
Wow.
So that's really my golden, literally and figuratively golden.
Wow.
Yeah. Did you have one?
Oh, my golden rule?
Yeah.
My golden rule is feedback loops. Like always give into a loop, and it gives back to you.
So you're saying only do things that you
That
can profit.
benefit.
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds exactly
Everything
like
you
your mom.
described in
That's
your
what-
life is
yeah.
that.
This checks out.
I've designed a great life, and I want to include you in my loop.
Wow.
Oh, see, he's all about just benefiting himself.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
don't think he would.
On the one hand, I do believe in the primary tenet of Satanism, which is do as you will, and what I will is to help others and to help people find each other and to right the wrongs of the past.
And yet you devote all your time to familiars.
And Bigfoot.
Because I'm
And
helping
Bigfoot.
Yeah.
right the wrongs of the past.
Okay.
I am an actual wizard. I can help with that.
Still don't believe that.
Yeah. Well, apparently, I don't know where we are in this, but
We just
main course. Yeah, it's all
we've
covered.
already eaten. Yeah.
We've already eaten. Well, guys,
Stuffed.
yeah.
Mhm.
What?
Nothing.
Okay. Well, right up.
What did you call me?
I just said I just right up front.
Oh, okay.
Elizabeth.
Okay.
Sorry, I can't say your last name. It's Russian.
Yeah,
Right.
that's fine.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce it again?
Petergridge, I believe was.
Wait, is that the capital of Latvia?
No, that's that's something else. I've never heard of that.
Just want to straight up give you a heh. You know?
Aw.
Okay.
No,
I feel slightly disrespected.
I feel like at first, you know, you're very suave, like you're a champion, food eater, and then you just kept getting more and more obsessed with food. And you know, suave people aren't obsessive. I just wanted to put that out there.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Yeah,
You calling me obsessive?
a little bit. I just want to move on.
She's in love with Bigfoot.
When I heard that
He
you
has a slip knot.
were hey, as a Satanist, you can't judge Slipknot.
That is true.
Yeah. When I heard that you were a scientist
Yeah.
working for
Fertility and
Fertility.
helping people start families when it's
the
hard.
procreation sciences,
Yeah.
my mind was blown.
Oh, good.
And then when I heard your golden rule,
Yeah.
like you packed so much in to a single thing that other people's became reductive.
Yeah.
Yours was a blossoming flower of things. I just had to say it. Oh, damn.
Ah, thank you. Wow.
You know,
Her acrostic poem wasn't even a real acrostic
I
poem.
know.
Yeah.
And
The
yet,
last part.
she knows the rules to break them.
Yep, that was what I said from the beginning.
Yeah, wait till you
I
have a
don't-
family and she breaks that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, I would never rule a family, first of all, so there would be nothing there to break.
Doesn't that go against your golden rule?
Rule thine own kingdom, thine own.
Yeah. I still think it's great that, you know, you're paying attention to kids and what they're doing. Like that sort of
For
attentiveness.
For profit.
Yeah.
For profit.
For profit
is
and tax
pretty
write-offs.
suave.
But then I take
Like
that
you are
profit.
savvy,
I mean, if
smart, suave. I know you can take care of a family
Thank you.
and be attentive, you know, and that means a lot to me. And you're looking out as a Hollywood scout. I mean, the fact that you were involved with Fate of the Furious. I mean, an unabashed masterpiece. I just want to say nice.
Thank you.
I see where this is going.
I
see where this is going.
You brought Bigfoot into this.
You brought Bigfoot into this and Satanism, and I respect religions and their role. I'm just not sure that it is a fit for me
Yeah.
and my family. Also, telling people you're a Satanist isn't necessarily suave. I just want to get back to the very basics. I feel like
Right.
you and I have really gotten off on the wrong foot. You know, I just want to say that.
Meh.
I'm sorry.
Meh. Okay.
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 I'm really sorry.
Because I could have exposed you
Mm-hmm.
to a world that you've never seen. I could have shown you
That's-
places that you've never been. I just wanted to find somebody to go back in time with.
Oh, wow.
I could have helped you be cooler in high school. You could have avoided that tattoo.
Wow. You're still judging me for that tattoo.
Yeah.
It's
Um,
bad. The black is fading. It's blown out on the
I love it.
sides. It's
I'm
mirror
gonna
reverse.
get it retouched.
It's been 20 years.
No, you know it's the best. It's the one I'm most proud of next to that Maori tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, offensive. That one, offensive.
You know, it is super cool.
Yeah.
You are.
Sorry, bro.
Bigfoot deserves you,
Okay.
and you deserve
You go
Bigfoot.
hang out with Bigfoot.
I will.
I thought you liked Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I nursed him back to health. I want him. He does not want me. He's kind of a dick, but I'm attracted.
That's
Too
some
bad.
people
That,
do
yeah,
Yeah.
that checks out.
Really likes your mama jokes.
And I'm forgetting your name. Pinewood?
Tory Pines.
Pinewood Derby.
Pinewood Derby?
Tory Pines.
Tory Pines.
Yeah.
You're pretty suave, man.
I am.
And,
But I do want to come clean too. I'm just here so I could sell you to the circus.
Always trying to profit.
Wow, yeah.
I
That's
just
not
think-
even Hollywood.
But
Yeah.
that's my real family, the circus.
He is half car.
Right.
Yeah, and I think you'd be such a good fit for this family. I mean, look at you're so hairy. You fit right in.
Yeah. I know.
I almost can't even see the tattoo at certain angles because the.
I'm getting laser hair removal. I didn't used to be this hairy in high school.
Just
And like
appreciate the hair.
you remind me of everything that I'm not. And that would be hard to be with.
Have you ever seen a magnet?
What?
Wait,
Go on.
Let's dig into that. Have I ever seen a magnet?
You know, sometimes people are from the south, and sometimes people are from the north.
Is this Cold Mountain? Are you doing Cold Mountain right now?
Topanga Canyon.
No, I've never seen Cold Mountain.
Nicole Kidman, Renee Zellweger.
No, he's probably. I know him. We were in business school together.
I'm gonna start again.
Magnets.
How do they
Sometimes
work? North and
people
south.
are from the
How do they
south,
Yeah.
and sometimes people are from the north. And when they get close together,
They put on gray and blue suits and,
And
fight each other over
to the
states'
death.
rights.
And it destroys
And
families.
it's a magnet.
Brother against brother.
It sounds like the opposite of a magnet.
I'm
Yeah.
just
It
saying.
sounds
Yeah.
like the magnets that repel each
Yeah,
other.
they're the same.
No, because those are the same. It's not my problem if you don't get this metaphor.
Hey,
Tori, I appreciate it. I can see why you're in recruitment and not performance. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of fluff.
Are you saying that there's a max to him?
Oh!
I am not Max.
I donated my car to your organization because I believe in cars for kids. But I don't think you and I are for each other.
I knew when I saw that your last name was Danvers and my first name was Jarvis, that there was something there. Mostly because I'm a desperate nerd, and I feel like you would get that and relate to that. So I fabricated all this to try and look cool, but deep down, I'm just
The poetry thing gave it away.
I do genuinely love. Those were all from the heart. Those poems.
I mean, you do have a gift.
Thank you.
And like a true artist, you give your work away for free.
I do. That's correct.
You know.
That's all true.
But could she sell it if she wanted to? I'm not sure she
I
know.
don't think so.
it's not about the money.
Your dedication to
Art.
detail does have flaws. Your fabrication of your company, you justified it well. But MCM or whatever it was.
It was art. MP.
RMP. Yeah, and at least you can keep your misaligned facts straight. And I respect that.
I'm a nerd. I'm
You are-
smart. I'm
you
no
are-
dum dum.
Yeah. Well, it feels like everyone's been hiding something. What do you,
Well,
are you not who you say you were?
no, I'm not.
You're not the voice actor for SpongeBob?
I know.
I couldn't
know
tell.
that it was like remarkably close.
Squidward.
But I really actually went to high school with your mom, and
You're just trying to get to my mom?
she was my high school sweetheart. She never loved me, but I was in love with her, and I just was trying to get to
Do
your
you
mom.
understand what it's like? She's your big
Oh
phone.
no.
Wait, so how old
Yeah.
are you?
She is
Yeah, how old are you?
55.
Wow.
You're 55?
Yeah, I mean my skincare regimen
Flawless.
is good.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, my mom looks good too, but I mean, you should have seen her in high school. I mean,
Oh,
honestly,
I've been seeing her all the time, and she's
I mean, it sounds creepy, but it's not, guys. Like, my mom was hot.
talk about a MILF.
I mean, I could take you back in time.
Whoa.
You're not actually a wizard, are you?
I am an actual wizard.
Okay.
And I can take you back in time. Maybe I've done that already. Maybe you're his parent.
Wait, what?
Maybe
I
you
am your father.
Just like the Squidward.
Elizabeth, you're my father?
just like Squidward.
Like Squidward and SpongeBob. Or Squidward
Is
and
your
SpongeBob.
your name's not even Elizabeth, is
It's
it?
not. This is a mess. My name's Elliot.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Son.
Dad?
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god. This is a big moment, guys.
Yeah. This is major.
This is huge. Well, this really changes how these final, like, I have to, like, restructure the way my brain views all of you right now. I mean, straight up, I do not want to be in a circus, man. Like, you can keep my car. I know you're picking it up probably after we're done with the state,
He
right?
did say 20 minutes.
You.
It's they already got it.
Yeah, I feel like
They hot-wired it and just drove it away.
I mean, Dad,
son.
this is amazing, but also, I can't date my dad. That's really fucking weird.
Well,
So I gotta kind of
Wait, just to be clear, if it was a choice between going to the circus and dating your
he
dad,
would rather date.
You would rather date.
I would rather date my dad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just thank you for clarifying. I would rather be my dad than go to the circus.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sorry, bro.
Say hi to your mother, please.
Oh, I will, Dad.
Send her that.
Oh, I will. This is the tough one right here. You're offering me to take me back in time to make me more suave, back in high school. I could meet my dad. That's kind of weird, and so I'm just gonna say noise.
Okay.
That's
My stock has gone
nice.
up. So.
But I gotta say, like, your commitment to wooing me, like, even though it's all been fake, it still feels real.
Every word that I've said has been from the heart.
And I can see that. Like,
Thank you.
you wore your disguise as a thin veil.
Oh, dang.
Oh, dang.
Oh, dang.
I just want to say, as two people who've been blessed with superhero-esque names, more recently,
Yeah.
Carol Danvers,
Mhm.
and Mike Danvers, and me with Jarvis,
Yeah.
real in your face
Mhm.
on that one.
Yeah.
I feel like this was meant to be.
It was meant to be.
And now I'm a slightly less desperate nerd. And that's really the goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh. That was free
Beautiful.
verse. That was free verse.
Yeah,
that was prose.
I liked it.
Nice.
Wait, what's the foot? You clearly won.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I can't believe
You and
didn't
Bigfoot
want
want
to
to
do
go
that.
to the circus.
Oh,
This game's fun.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really giggled on that one.
Cool. I don't think we have time to do the other.
I think that's okay.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Do we have hard outs